Some people count the moments, others make their moments count. This popular saying expresses the purpose of Rabbi Avraham Trugman's book, Becoming a Master of Time. Since there's hardly anything in life as mysterious, fleeting, and fragile as time itself, how can we hope to master time as the title of this book suggests? Well, fasten your seatbelts. We're going into Rabbi Trugman's time machine to find out.
To understand what we'll call the history of time, we have to go back literally to the beginning. The first word in the Torah is Bereshit, in the beginning. This sounds quite normal, but for much of history, the Greek view of creation was that the universe always existed. It always existed and it will always exist. So there is no, in a sense, beginning of time. Judaism has always posited that God created the world and there is a beginning. Interestingly, the theory of the Big Bang is actually not called a theory anymore. It's called the standard model of the universe. And that posits there was a beginning. There was a beginning. Even 75 years ago, most scientists believed in the eternal universe. So one of the great commentaries, the Ramban, asks, well, what was created in the beginning? And he said, space and time. So time has a beginning. And throughout Judaism, time is an incredibly important part of a Jewish lifestyle, part of our rituals, and part of our worldview, because one of the things that almost every Jew gets, we'll call it with their mother's milk, is this idea of the need to have a purpose in life, the desire to make a difference in the world, to leave a mark, to make the world a better place. And to do that, we have to know how to use time. There's an expression, if you want to get something done, go to a busy person. Now that statement, in a sense, is counterintuitive, because I would think, if you want to get something done, go to someone who has lots of time in their hands and they'll have time to do it. But that's not how it works. To be successful, to be a doer, to be a mover and a shaker, one has to have the ability how to manage their time, how to get the most out of time. When talking about time or any subject, we always have to look at what the Torah says about it. So what's very interesting about time is that when we were getting ready to leave Egypt, God came and revealed that the month of Nisan would be the first of the months of the year. And this is considered the first mitzvah, first commandment given to the entire Jewish people. So many people ask, why is this the first mitzvah given to the Jewish people? And the answer is a very simple but very profound answer, that to go from a state of slavery to a state of freedom entails being a master of time. In what way? A slave is not an owner of his own time. In many cases, not even his own body, but certainly not his own time. He does and he acts according to how he's commanded. He has no mastery over what he does with time. To be free means to have that option of using time as we choose. So that was the first mitzvah given to the Jewish people, is the ability to use time. And we see this throughout Jewish ritual, Jewish law. I'll just give a few examples. we have a mitzvah, a commandment, to circumcise our sons. But we're told it's on the 8th day. Not any day, but on the 8th day. We're told that when Shabbat comes in, we can do our ordinary work. And then when Shabbat comes in, we refrain from a whole list of proactive actions in order to create the ambience of Shabbat. But Shabbat comes at an exact minute when the sun sets. So that means 30 seconds before the sun sets, we're not in Shabbat. And 30 seconds after the sun sets, we're in Shabbat. Meaning it's precise, it's exact. So if we ask, why is time so important in Jewish law and ritual? It goes back to that first mitzvah. The first mitzvah that we received as a people is to be aware of time. And to be a successful person, an accomplished person, we have to know how to use time correctly. So the fact that the first mitzvah given to us has to do with time, it sets the tone for everything in Judaism, not just ritualistically or Jewish law, but a worldview. A worldview that sees that if I want to make the world a better place, then I better learn how to manage my time in order to do that. And here we're getting to the essence of what it means to be a master of time.